I made this record for you to jam, so use it.
It's a new week, so we got a new name. We are now the Orlando Shine Podcast.
With John Busdeker and Brendan O'Connor.
From the theme parks to downtown brick streets, from winter garden to sandy bare feet, everywhere the light touches is our kingdom. We're spilling tea and dropping wisdom. Don't worry about missing the headlines. We're here to help. It's the Orlando Shine.
Welcome to the Orlando Shine Podcast.
Yeah, with John Busdeker and Brendan O'Connor.
I'm the John Busdeker.
And I'm the Brendan O'Connor. And we're hanging out at Lorelei today, which is it's a new fancy wine bar.
Fancy.
Right? In the back end of Mills 50.
It's very beautiful. We'll get to that.
Yeah, we will.
Let's talk about the
Let's
Orlando
talk about
Shine,
it.
though.
Let's talk about it.
So that is the new name to this old podcast.
Yeah, we're not going to say the old name.
Nuh-uh.
Because that's garbage.
No, don't say that.
That's the past.
Don't say that.
And we've moved on. We don't live in the past. We live in the now.
So Brendan, why don't you explain where the name comes from?
Sure. It's the new name of a news website that I'm running called the Orlando Shine. We're going to be focusing on stories in Central Florida and Orlando Metro. And it's about shining the light on Central Florida stories.
Yes. And right now you can follow it on Instagram and Facebook.
Right.
And you're working on the website.
I am. Well, someone else is working on the website.
The website is being worked on.
It is, and we're going to have a newsletter and everything. So if you want to follow along, we haven't told anybody yet except for you, our radio listeners. Head on over to The Orlando Shine on Instagram. You're going to see more stuff there. We're just testing out the branding. You can be with us on the journey.
Yeah. And the show's going to be similar, but we might talk about some things that are a little farther out from just downtown Orlando.
Yeah, and that has to do with the station. Our program, if you're a listener and you're tuning into the radio, you could be over in New Smyrna Beach, where that very handsome young painter was once that I met. And he said
Bob
that
Ross?
he listened to us all the time.
Oh, I thought you meant Bob Ross.
No, but he also was very handsome.
And lived in New Smyrna Beach.
And he did. Yeah, there's actually there's a Bob Ross painting studio where you could learn to paint like Bob Ross. I thought that was cool.
Well, we should say real quick, our podcast, The Orlando Shine, still sponsored by the one and only attorney Mo DeWitt.
Mo DeWitt.
Of justcallmo.com. He didn't leave us.
No. Orlando Magazine's going to be hopping on very soon.
Great.
They're going to have a little weekly segment with us, which I'm excited about. And so just stay tuned. It's a new adventure, and you guys are along with us, hopefully.
Yes. And if you subscribe, it should all just go right to your regular podcast. We switched it over, so if you have any problems, let us know.
Let us know. If for some reason you don't see us on your favorite podcasting platform, we can fix that for you if you let us know.
Yes. All right. So we are at Lorelei, as you said.
Yeah. Which,
beautiful place.
Not just a character on Gilmore
I'm surprised
Girls.
they let me in here. It's so pretty in here.
Well, you're in a polo.
Thank you. I'm in a work polo, the one I wear every single day.
I'm in overalls and a tight black T-shirt. I'm showing off my nips.
It's got a big old rooster on it.
It does, because advertising the Oviedo bowling lanes.
Yeah, I was wearing that the other day, and somebody was like, "Is that a bowling shirt?" I was like, "Yeah." I was like, "From Oviedo." He's like, "We go to the pinball lounge all the time."
Oh, your favorite.
As do I. Yeah.
And you're like, good. You must be a wonderful person.
Yes, but real quick, one more thing on Lorelei. It is really pretty in here. It's kind of a wine bar, and
it's like an Art Deco Greek palace.
Yeah, it's very nice.
I don't know why.
Very nice.
We should be wearing togas.
But a nice place to probably get a drink after work or maybe before a show.
That's what I'm doing right now. I had a little happy hour. I had a Sauvignon Blanc.
I got a beer. They got beer here.
They got beer.
Yeah, a small plate. So come check it out. I don't know what was here before.
I think it was a house.
You think
it was either
well,
a house?
Definitely a house.
It was a house, or it was that.
You think somebody lived here,
or that place where they did naked yoga? I think, or that might still be next door.
It might be here sometimes.
Not to spill the beans, but there is a place here.
We'll find out. Maybe at the break we find out.
We'll find out.
Okay,
We're going to let you know.
All right.
Or you can look it up on that other website that I used to work at.
No.
We're not going to name it. How you doing?
Good.
Yeah.
I had a good week.
You did?
You started to say, how was my week, Brendan? And my week was good. Friday, I went to the Florida Prize show. Did you go to that yet?
No.
Good stuff.
No.
Good stuff. There's one in particular that I thought was the best.
Okay. Was it the big mural?
No, hers was great.
She won.
She won. She won, and it was great. But my favorite, there was like these yarn paintings.
Ooh,
so good.
Okay.
So her name was Candy. I don't remember her last name.
Candy.
Yeah, with a K.
Okay.
And
sounds like a dancer.
She does these like giant yarn portraits.
Okay, like knitted or
Hook and what is it called? Hook and
ladder.
Yeah, sure. But they're like yarn. But they're all yarn, and they're so good. They're like 10
I
feet
wanna
tall.
see.
They're so great.
If you don't know what we're talking about, the Florida Prize is the annual blockbuster art show that happens over at the Orlando Museum of Art.
Yes.
And it showcases Florida artists only.
I think there's 10 or
Up and
12.
coming.
For me, that one was my favorite. Now, the one that won, it was also incredible because it's like
A
huge.
large-scale mural that she actually painted on the wall there, right?
Yes, yeah. It's not even, it might be painted, but she used like charcoal or pastels.
Ooh.
And it's like the whole wall. And it's huge. And it took her like 3 weeks. And there's a whole story behind it about like how she used to work as like a maid.
Okay.
And like the same strokes.
She was like, I used to clean up messes, and
Well,
now
no.
I'm making...
No, she like the strokes that you use to like clean were very similar to how she had to paint the thing.
That sounds like Karate Kid.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But
like
it
a
was,
wax on, wax
It's pretty
off.
incredible. It's more. I would say it's more incredible when you know everything behind it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And so it's great.
I was supposed to go to the media tour, but that was the day after I left Bungalower, or was it no longer? Which I just said it out loud.
That's
I'll
okay.
take a drink.
That's okay. That's
and,
okay.
so I felt like an imposter.
You can still go. Now
I'm gonna go
now
on
you
my
got
own.
your own thing, the Orlando
Yeah,
Shine.
The Orlando Shine. Very exciting. All right. Well, let's talk about.
I went there, and then I went and saw Ramone's tribute band.
Oh,
Which my friend Michael Rizzo is the guitar player.
Where was he performing?
At Conduit.
Oh, okay.
Have you been there?
The Hard Rock venue.
Oh yeah, in Winter Park.
Yeah.
You been there?
No.
It's pretty good.
It's owned by Will
Yeah.
Williams,
Which I didn't know. I didn't know
Will's
Will.
Pub.
Yeah, I didn't know they were the same owner, but it was
Okay.
a fun. I've seen them before at Will's Pub. They do a whole Ramones show. There was a Blondie cover band as well.
Okay,
Which was
Blondie
good.
and Ramones. It's a good,
It was CBGB
good
night.
mashup. That's funny. I'm working on a grant actually right now with Soto District. It's called the CBBG.
Nice.
We're going to be doing a bunch of big, large-scale murals and electric cabinets. We'll have a call for artists out very soon. If anybody out there has ever wanted to paint one of those electric cabinets,
I do.
You do?
I don't know. Is there a theme for the
No
one?
theme.
I can do
It's
anything.
just good.
Okay.
We're going to have a lot of people with opinions, rating the submission. So if you're not good, you're not going to get
don't
in.
apply.
Yeah, don't even waste
Well, you
my
can
time.
apply. You just won't win.
You won't win. And you could do 2 boxes because we're going to do one now, and you also get to do one later.
Cool.
So
Cool,
submit.
cool.
Keep your eyes open for that. I have a brunch roundup that's out right now with Orlando Magazine.
I saw the cover.
Looks good.
Looks
I actually
great.
think they did 3 covers this month.
Wow.
I don't know what that's
Wow.
about. Like maybe for hiding it in different venues or like depending on where it's showcased. I don't know why they did that. I
You got
haven't
a
asked
top brunch spot, or is it just like a list?
It's more of like a roundup, and instead of it just being like my opinion, I interviewed some local notables.
I saw that you interviewed Bird from the Solar
I did,
Bear. Is that-
Tyler Bird.
Was that just an excuse so you could talk
So I
to
could
him?
talk to him? Yeah, that's exactly what it was. And I actually emailed, I was trying to get Robin Johnson, but he didn't get me because he was in transit, so we never heard back.
Did you talk to Tyler Bird in person or just
No,
phone call?
I had to go through his press person and give him the questions, and then he responded. So.
At least he knows you now.
Yeah,
So the
he
next
might
meeting won't be so
And I'll be
weird.
like, oh, yeah, that's Brandon. You're the guy that breathes heavy on the glass.
You're the guy that wants to take me to brunch and
Yeah.
pour syrup all
And
over
pour-
me.
You my little flapjack.
Where did he say he likes brunch at? Do you remember?
I can't even recall
Oh,
now.
okay.
That's so funny. I think he said, I think he was the Briar Patch one.
It's a good spot. I sent Mo there the other day.
Great. He'd never been?
I think he had. He didn't think about it.
Okay.
He's like, where should I take my buddy to breakfast? I was like,
Gotta have a reservation.
Briar Patch. It was a Tuesday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, not so bad on Tuesday.
Yeah, if you're going for brunch, you'll be
Oh,
waiting.
yeah, Saturday, Sunday, forget about it.
Yeah, we did
Forget about
Zella
it.
Santana from the Orange County Regional History Center.
I met her today.
The mayor. Oh, yeah? We'll talk about that. I want to know everything.
They don't have that mashed potato omelet at the Briar Patch anymore, do they?
I don't think so.
That was when I first
A
moved here.
mashed potato
Yeah, they had a
omelet?
mashed potato omelet because I remember seeing it. I was like, that is weird.
That's stoner food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I accidentally done that because I was trying to make hash browns.
You're like,
when you add
this,
eggs.
This sucks. I'm just making mashed potatoes.
Well, I had
This
When
is
you add
stupid.
eggs to mashed potatoes, you can make a hash brown. It was
Cooking
the old,
stupid.
like you dredge it.
I don't know.
It
I don't
didn't-
know.
It didn't turn out. It was a waste of time. It turned into
Probably still ate it.
a recipe for a tummy ache.
Right?
Oh yeah. Well, because I was probably stoned.
You want to talk about Winter Park real quick?
I guess.
Did you see that story? How they're all
yeah,
mad?
it's on the list. But go ahead.
Oh my god, it's so funny.
Let's talk about
so
it.
if you didn't see this, I guess so. Like 2 weeks ago, the Today Show was here, and they did a show from Winter Park, and it was in like Central Park area.
Yeah.
It was a big deal. Like they
At the behest of Visit Orlando.
Visit Orlando, and a lot of it I think was a tie-in to Epic Universe opening because NBC owns Universal and or vice versa or whatever, and so they were like bringing them here to show off Winter Park in Orlando. And so, like you said, Visit Orlando, I think, paid for a lot of it or promoted it or probably both. And so they did this show. Everybody saw it. Even Freehand Goods was like part of the show. Like some of their products were there. So they were promoting Central Florida.
Oh, I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. Okay.
So a few weeks go by, and I guess like this week or sometime, it must have been it must have been at a commission meeting or something. And the mayor of Winter Park was like, "We didn't get anything out of this. They didn't even mention Winter Park. They only said Orlando."
They waived the event fee for it to be, well, it's a big event.
Okay.
There were thousands of people there. They had
Okay.
to have an increased police presence downtown.
All
so
right.
It had an impact, and you would think they'd at least get a mention of, oh, we're in Winter Park today.
True. Okay,
You know?
I'll give you that. But it's
They
still,
didn't. They didn't get nothing.
I still think like most people in the world and in the United States have no idea what Winter Park is.
All the
and
more
they know-
reason
Wow.
why they're upset that they didn't get a
Okay.
shout out. Because what an opportunity.
Okay,
Right?
Oh,
You're
I don't even know if
hosting
I
them in
agree
your
with you on
city.
that. But like, look,
What do you mean?
This is Orlando. Like to the world, this is Orlando. Winter Park is Orlando. Altamont Springs is Orlando. To the world, like that's what we are.
I'll tell you, to also Visit Orlando, apparently it doesn't matter because when they raise their concerns with Visit Orlando, there's a great quote. I think it was in an Orlando Sentinel article. Where like, why didn't you make sure they said Winter Park? They said, well, our job is to promote Orlando, and they were like, okay, then why did you ask us to host this event? Right? Because we look better.
I'll give you that.
You're asking us to host your event, and then you're not going to give us a shout out, and you're going to pretend that magically downtown Winter Park is Orlando. They're two separate municipalities.
I'll concede that there probably should have been a mention here or there
Yeah.
that hey, we are in Winter Park. But you can't make
Big
that.
mistake.
You can't make that Winter Park centric because, like, most people in the United States are going to be like, "I don't know where Winter Park is." Oh, I know where Orlando is.
But all those people watching might have learned where it was.
Okay.
Right?
Okay. Once
Yeah.
again, I will concede that. But
It's
I don't know.
You're not very good at conceding because you're still you're still fighting. I think it was a big mistake, and a big mistake
on whose part?
Visit Orlando.
Okay.
They should
So
have
do
made
you
sure.
tell? So what do you do? Do you
Also,
tell
it
the-
shouldn't have been hosted there.
So it should have been in Orlando at Lake Eola.
Should have been
or
in Orlando.
Lat,
We have plenty of beautiful park spaces where they could have hosted them, and it would have been just as cute. Why do it there? Why do it there?
because it's pretty there, and
Yeah.
and there's it's. I
It's
don't
just-
know.
it also
They know
kind of-
what they're going to get when they're in Winter Park.
I think it also kind of points to a weakness in their marketing strategy for Visit Orlando too, in that they're here to market Orlando, but then they're also pretending that the region itself is Orlando.
But it is.
Like they're also
But-
pushing
but the-
King's Landing, as Orlando.
Which is Orlando. Like, once again, to the average person, that is Orlando. Think about
Because-
Toronto. Do you think people are saying, "Oh, I'm going to go to Mississauga"? Well, no. Like to the average person, that's all Toronto. I'm just giving you a Canadian
that's
example.
different.
No, it's not.
It is.
It's a different
no,
city.
No. Toronto is a megalopolis.
Well, so is Orlando.
No, it's not. Really?
It's a big place.
Um,
We can argue later.
that's what people want to hear.
It's
That's
just
argue. They like it.
regionally, this is all Orlando.
You think so?
To the average person, yeah. Who doesn't
Well,
live here, yeah.
What we're hearing from Winter Park now is that it's the end of that. And they're saying
We're
they're
done.
no longer.
We're
will
done.
They will never comp their park fees.
How much was
for
that?
Visit Orlando
How much was
again.
that?
It's
$1,000.
enough that they asked for it to be free. Enough that they didn't
Okay.
want to pay it.
They probably should
And
have
they asked
mentioned,
for it
"Hey,
to be-
we are in Winter Park," but you can't make that Winter Park centric to the average
It doesn't
viewer.
have to be Winter Park centric, but that they can acknowledge the fact that it's an outside town in the suburbs of Orlando,
Okay.
different municipality. I think they got to play nice.
All right.
Otherwise, what are they doing? Or maybe Winter Park needs to be ponying up to visit Orlando
Do
to
they
be
not?
better represented.
Do they not?
I don't know. I just found out that they're paying money to the Dr. Phillips Center.
Who is?
Winter Park, the city of Winter
I
Park,
think I knew that.
has helped sponsor our performing arts center, the city. That's weird
Once
to
again,
me.
regional. It's a regional thing, though. You think people
Well,
from Winter
that's what
Park
they were
don't go to
sold.
the Dr. Phillips Center?
I know 100% they go there because they're the ones that park in the city parking garage and then run to get to the Dr. Phillips
God
before
forbid
they
you-
get
you'd-
shot.
You'd have to interact with a city dweller.
Yeah. Oh, I have to say, shout out to the City of Orlando Communications Department who took me out to lunch today.
Oh, beautiful.
And gave me a little present.
Where'd
which
you
was
go?
Nice. Oh, just the City Beautiful
Oh,
Cafe.
you didn't go too far.
No. We stayed there, and they gave me a cute little corksicle and the letter thanking me for my work.
At your previous employer.
I just loved that.
Maybe a Brendan O'Connor Day we need. A proclamation.
Nobody wants that.
I do.
You do.
I do.
When I die.
Well, no.
In a couple of years of heart failure.
You're not going to make it that far?
No, probably not. I don't know. I have given up smoking this week.
That's good. Cigarettes.
Made it. Pot.
Oh, okay.
I'll just say it. I inhaled a lot. I've been inhaling every day since the pandemic.
Oh, you got to.
Well, I thought I did, and now, you mean just breathing? It's nice to take a little break. My lungs are going to be worse before they get better. I think.
Let's do that marathon this year. Me and you.
I would never.
Never? Half marathon.
That'd be something to work up to, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would work up to that, John.
All right, let's do it.
Yeah, you run every day.
I used to. I'm not as good as I used to be.
Well,
I get
who is?
busy. I get busy.
Yeah. Did you hear about that woman who attacked a kid on an airplane?
Yeah. What? Didn't she call him fat? Or did he call her ugly or fat or
I'll tell
something?
you, Christy Crampton. She was arrested.
That's her name?
Christy Crampton. KC they call her, I guess. She was on vacation. I guess the kid was in her group.
Oh, really?
It wasn't even like someone else's kid, really, like that she didn't know. I think she knew him. And so they were on a plane, and the kid was calling her fat and Miss Piggy. And she attacked
I shouldn't
him.
laugh. I shouldn't laugh. That's bullying.
She attacked him, and she hit him.
How old was the kid? Do you know?
I don't know. Little. They won't. Nobody really talked about how old the kid was.
But
They just
young.
said child.
Like, not, he's
Yeah.
a child, right?
She slammed his head against the window.
Oh, my gosh.
She had had enough at the end of her
Wow.
vacation. And I'll bet you that kid was just talking like that the entire time they were at Disney.
Wow.
Can't you picture it?
Yeah. Hey, Miss Piggy, why don't you get one of these shows?
I bet they went to Disney MGM to go see the Muppet Show.
Where's your
And he
Kermit?
goes, isn't that you, Auntie Christie? Is that you up there kissing Kermit? And she was like, funny. And then he just
Boom.
kept going. Yeah, crazy. She released from jail on a $10,000 bond.
Where's she from? Do you know?
I don't know.
Not here, though. She had
Not
to go.
here.
Okay.
Poor thing. She was, I don't know. Oh, Maryland. So that's where she was going anyway. Yeah. Good job,
Pretty
lady.
funny.
I'll tell you what. If a kid was talking to me like that, I might give him a little slap.
Okay. It sounds like she did more than a little slap, though.
No, she wrecked him.
Yeah.
She wrecked him. It makes me think of this time when I was in elementary school. This girl kept saying, "You're fat, you're fat, you're fat" for the whole bus ride, and I just went crazy.
Really?
Oh yeah.
You beat her up?
Oh, I did.
Beat up a girl?
I did. She was older than me.
It's fair. Fair fight.
3 years older.
Fair fight, then.
Yeah, and I just went off, and I felt bad about it.
Where's she at now?
She's a TV reporter.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Northern Ontario.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Kathy Rathwell.
Turn her in. She'd contact her boss and be like, "This girl bullied
She
me.
bullied me. She hates fat kids. She went
She's
hard.
anti."
I remember she went off the bus at the end, and I was like, crying because of the adrenaline or something. And the bus driver was like, "Don't worry about it, Brendan. Have a sit." And then she got off the bus, and it was great. So don't call people fat.
No.
West Orange Trail Bridge is now reopened.
That's
I guess it was
good.
closed for a hot minute for. I guess someone hit it or something.
Really? I didn't know that. So this is the one kind of...
I don't really know. That's fake news.
I know where it's... Well, I know where the bridge is. It's far west. I think it goes over the turnpike. And it's kind of far west of Winter Garden. And it's the bridge you go over right after you sort of start from that station right there.
Yeah, it helps you, like Oakland, down.
Yeah, I know exactly where it
down.
is. I know exactly where it is. If you've never been on the West Orange Trail, Brendan, you been on the West Orange Trail?
Just the part that had the murals on the fence, where that guy was doing.
That's the Seminole Trail.
Oh,
this is the West
I've
Orange
never
one.
been on the West Orange.
Oh, really? No,
Yeah.
you should go.
Okay.
It's great.
I'll wait until it's nice and cold.
Have you been to the Oakland Nature Preserve?
No.
Oh my gosh, Brendan, you need to get out.
That's where they just recently had a firefly walk at the Oakland Nature Preserve.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a really cool one. It's like a mile from the nature center to the Lake Apopka.
Cool.
It's really, really great.
I still
You
haven't
should go.
done the Lake Apopka Wildlife Trail.
I've never done that because you got to stay in your car the whole time.
You can bike it too. People
Okay.
bike it.
A lot of gators there.
A lot of gators.
gators.
I see people wearing GoPros and then they
Yeah.
share those things where they're dodging all those
That
gators.
seems like a bad idea.
Oh my gosh! Like the people who, that person on the motorcycle crashed into a gator on
I-4?
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That's some Florida stuff.
It is. So the bridge is repaired.
Repaired. Now you can take it.
Good.
I guess it's what's it saying? 22. Yeah, the trail's 22 miles.
Oh, the whole trail is.
Yeah.
But like if you
If you wanna
park
go
there
for it.
and then you go into Winter Garden, have a beer, come back, it's probably 4 or 5 miles. It's a
Okay.
good trip. Like you
That's
can
a
ride
long
your
one.
bike or walk or whatever.
You know that corner pizza bar in downtown?
I do.
Have you heard of that?
I do. Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan.
I mean, most of the pizza downtown, except for Nuri's, is kind of gross.
I agree.
It's like 2 a.m. and it's time to get a piece of pizza before you go home.
That being said, there's one of those in Key West, and it's amazing, and it's right next to the gay bar, the New Orleans themed gay bar. If you're ever there and you need a slice of pizza, it's good.
Why don't we talk about this after?
Okay.
We got to take a break.
All right.
We're here at Lorelei.
We are.
We are here on the Orlando Shine podcast.
Orlando Shine Podcast.
Find it on your favorite spots where you get your podcast. And we'll be right back. Hey, Florida teachers, you've earned more than just a thank you. You've earned a vacation. Attorney Mo DeWitt from JustCallMo.com is giving one lucky Florida teacher a free cruise. That's right, sun, sea, and serious relaxation all on Mo DeWitt. Go to JustCallMo.com/cruise to nominate a teacher today. Once again, enter today at JustCallMo.com/cruise.
I made this record for you to jam, so use it.
Welcome back to the Orlando Shine podcast with me, John Busdeker, and Brendan O'Connor.
That's me.
That
Just
is the
sitting here shining.
Yeah, that is the new name of our rebranded podcast. Go check it out on Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your favorite podcast.
Shares the name with a new website that I'm going to be launching very soon.
Follow it on Instagram and Facebook, and look for the website.
Yeah.
Hopefully very soon.
A hell of a lot easier to say than the other name we had.
Yeah. And easier to spell too.
And easier to spell, Orlando Shine. Although it does make me think I'm a Care Bear.
Oh,
We're
really?
just sitting here shining
Is that what they do?
with their belly buttons.
Well, what about like The Shining? Like
The Shine? Also, I think of that. The Shining. Did you see that new vampire movie, John?
I haven't. I didn't even know it was a vampire movie. You're
Sinners.
spoiler alert.
Well, you should know.
I'm
it's a
trying to
vampire
stay
movie.
away from everything. I want to go
Oh,
fresh.
you want to
into
encounter
it. I don't
it
want
fresh?
nothing into
All right,
it.
I won't say nothing.
All right, I appreciate
will say it had a shining feel to it.
Okay, it's supposed to be great. So wait. We are
One of
here
the
at-
best movies I've seen this year.
I've heard. So we're here at Lorelei.
Lorelei, named after a German siren, a German mermaid.
We were going to ask him at the break exactly. I was going to ask him at the break what it means.
I know what it means
if it's
'cause I
named
wrote
after,
about
like
it.
a friend, though?
It's not.
Oh,
It's
all
named
right.
after the German. There's a song about it. It's owned by the folks from Suffering Bastard and Death in the Afternoon, which are amazing craft cocktail concepts.
This is more of a wine, beer,
Yes.
and small plates
Yes.
restaurant.
And it's for ladies who wear amazing clothes.
Everybody here looks better than us.
Everybody looks better.
Way
than us.
better.
But that's okay.
That's why they set us in the corner.
Yeah, we're here to make them look better.
We are doing our
Yeah,
job.
that's why hot people always have one ugly friend, just to make themselves look better.
But this is on Thornton Avenue, just off of Mills.
Yeah, right behind. It's actually right next to Julie Wilder's.
I don't think people are going to know exactly where
There's
that
like a
is,
little
right?
witchy store. There's the stand-up sushi bar.
There you go. There you go.
Kind of close to Lazy Moon Pizza.
Yes, there you go. I think that's the best
They're
one.
having
to,
some
to
issues
say.
with the door, though.
I had issues with the door actually.
It's like it's there's a moisture or something. It's
maybe
keeping it
a
closed.
sign that says the door's not broken.
It's not you, it's us.
So yeah, we're hanging out here, drinking
Having some wine.
Yeah, drinking some drinks and having a good
And
time.
it really does look like a temple. Like I want to.
beautiful
We're
in
going to
here.
have to talk to them about hosting a toga party here, because it would look great.
I love it.
The photos would be
Good
amazing.
idea. Good
Thank
idea.
you. Before the break, we were talking about the Corner Pizza Bar downtown Orlando.
Yes.
Somebody tried to dine and dash there the
I
other
saw
day.
this. I saw this.
Did you see what happened to the guy?
Did they shoot him?
No, but it looks like they beat the heck out of his face. Oh my gosh. This Daniel Robinson, 22 years old.
That guy was 22.
That's what it said here.
He looked older.
Well, at the end of it, he looks much older. Oh my gosh. He refused to pay a $50 bill, and he pushed the owner when he was confronted.
Pushed lady owner too. I think it
Ooh.
said she. When I read it, it said or maybe the employee. It was a she.
And he left, and then officers arrived, and then I guess he was claiming his phone wasn't working, and so he could pay. He was like, well, my phone's not working. I couldn't do it. And they were like, your phone's working. It's on right now, and we
Yes.
can see it.
Yes.
And then when they were asking his name, he said it was Daniel Pendejo, which is a cuss word that
Oh,
I
really?
probably can't say
whoops.
on the air.
Oops.
But if it's Spanish, can I say it?
I have no idea.
We're going to test it.
I don't know what the rules
We'll
are.
get turned off the radio on our first episode.
First one.
Yeah, he got hit for attempted arrest. Oh wait, resisting an officer
Yep.
because he put an officer in a chokehold.
Oh yeah, and then another officer
do
came
that.
and helped, right?
Yeah, and it looks like he helped because he got. Girl, that mugshot is rough. So
All over a $8 slice of pizza.
yeah,
Not worth it.
So if you're gonna walk out on pizza, don't do it downtown.
Do not.
Because they got a heck of a lot more officers down there than they do anywhere else.
They do. This was on a Tuesday, wasn't it? It wasn't on
Yeah.
a weekend night.
Just like a random lunch, I think, probably. Orlando just ended its Minority and Women Business Enterprise program to comply with the federal government.
So this had to do with if you were hired by the city to build something, a part
or
of their
if you're bidding out.
yes,
Yeah.
part of it had to be a portion of it had to be minority,
Women-owned.
yes, yeah, or black or gay or whatever. So it was kind of it helped people who were minorities.
Yeah.
That was the whole purpose of the program.
And you could get incentives through it too if you had a women-owned business, and it was just kind of meant to help equal the playing field.
Yes.
No longer the case. It is now gone. It's been active for almost 40 years. 40 years.
And they're stopping it because they think they're going to get hit
well, the
by
feds have told them to stop.
And this is not the only program that cities and municipalities are facing when it comes to the federal government. Arts programs, when it comes to DEI stuff, they're taking it off their
What's
website.
DEI mean? Driving under the influence?
No, diversity, equity, and inclusion.
Oh.
And a lot of these organizations and cities are taking it off because they're afraid that if the federal government sees it, they're going to lose funding
Which is
somewhere
kind
else.
of that's not an unplaced fear. They've been told if you keep doing
yeah.
these programs, you'll get in trouble.
And so for something like this, the one with the city of Orlando, a lot of people give the city heat for it. They're saying, "Well, you're backing down. You have no backbone. You're chicken." The problem is they're in a bad spot. I mean, they can stand up to it and say, "Well, no, we're going to keep doing it."
They're just going to
And
not
then they're
ever
gonna
get
lose-
any more federal dollars.
Yeah, well, at least for
Which
3.5 more years.
Which pays for highways.
Which
and
pays
it
for everything.
Yeah. Stadiums that people want.
So I think they're in a tight spot, and
they say they're developing a new business program to help local businesses,
Yes.
and hopefully they can fold some of those incentives into it, but they won't be able to
I think they
be
can
too blatant about it.
I just wonder if they can figure out a way to continue the program, but not do it so visibly. Meaning, look, okay, well, you need to go through a vetting process.
Right.
Who owns your business? We'll do some research, and then they can just have to figure it out on their own. I don't know. I don't know how they'll do
I
it.
don't know either, but we're watching. We'll see what they do.
I've seen the comments, and it's not just with the city. Once again, I saw something about the county have to do something similar when it came to their arts programming and their arts, and they had to take some stuff off their website. And
Okay.
a lot of people were saying, Orange County, how dare you? But like, they're just in such a tight spot that they have no other option. They're not doing it because they want to. They're doing it because they feel like they have to, or else they lose all kinds of funding.
Well said, John.
Yes, thank you.
I'm glad you defended them.
Thank you.
2 families are suing the city of Orlando for some shooting incidents that happened on Halloween last year.
Yeah.
We had that video up on the old website. You can go check it out there. They allege that law enforcement failed to prevent a tragedy because the 17-year-old shooter, Jalen Dwayne Edgar, I guess earlier that night had an interaction with police. He got into an ambulance and was goofing around in an ambulance.
I didn't know that.
And the police officers booted him out, and they're saying he had a gun at that moment. But
Did they know that?
But the police didn't know because they didn't search him.
I wonder. It's a hard case. I think I'm not a lawyer, so I defer to Attorney Mo DeWitt when we have legal issues. But like,
probably smart.
I read that story, and how many people were killed that night? Was it 1 or 2? Was it 1?
I think 2
on Halloween.
1 from each of these families.
I wonder if they're going to have a heart.
This kid with his friends, they literally parked in a garage, walked out, I guess goofed around with his ambulance, and then walked to this intersection and just opened fire into a group of people.
And so, like, how many cops were down there that night? 100?
Oh, yeah, probably.
So, like, how many more would you need for that not to happen?
Well, they're not saying it's the number. They're saying it's, they had the capacity in that instant to search that kid when he was on the ambulance. And they failed to do their job.
I just wonder if they're going to have a hard time with that lawsuit. Just because, like, if they didn't know he had a gun and had no reason to think he had a gun, why would you search somebody? Unless you search every single person down there. And it happened on the street. It didn't happen in a bar, right? The shooting and the
happened in the street. Well, yeah, but that's what it happened in the street. And then they used that as an excuse to crack down on the venues and say it was the venue's fault. Literally not the venue's fault. So the kid never went into a venue.
So I have a question for you then, Brendan. Let's say I'm downtown for a soccer game and I'm on the street and I get shot and killed. Whose fault is it? Is it the city's or is it the cops?
Well, it's different because does the person have an interaction with the police officers on the way to you? And that's what they're saying. They say that was the moment
that they could
have done something, and they chose not to.
They chose not to. Or they didn't know to do anything because he wasn't a threat at that point.
I'm just saying.
All right, I just wonder on there. I don't. Once again, I'm not an attorney. I don't know what can work in court.
Well, how about otters, John?
All right.
What happens when an otter bites you?
I assume you get superpowers.
Whose fault is that?
You
become a were-otter. It's a visitor at Wekiva Island over in Seminole County was bitten by an otter last Thursday while they were out on the river, and the Florida Fish and Wildlife are checking it out, but
for rabies,
trying to find that otter.
Good luck. Good luck. Those otters are promiscuous, right?
They are, and there's usually lots of them. Are we talking about gay otters? Which happens to be, that's my type of gun.
Really?
A little hair on the chest. If you don't know what we're talking about, otter is a slang term for gay men who have hairy bodies, but they're slim and kind of fit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. What do you?
No, yeah.
Or are you an otter?
I don't know.
Oh, you might be an otter.
You think so?
John. Yeah, a little bit. Yeah,
maybe.
You're not hairy though.
Not really.
No, like Greek.
Oh no.
Yeah, like it would help you swim better.
No. So this otter bit somebody.
Yep. I don't know where it bit them on their body. I don't know if they were what they were doing to offend the otter. I don't know if there were some speciesist moments.
It hurts to get bit by an otter, right?
Needle teeth.
Ow.
Needle teeth.
That would hurt.
They're water weasels, right? They're in that family. They're not there to be your friend.
No.
Like,
most animals are not.
No. If you see it, you know what? Perfect opportunity, John. You know what you need? If you see a wild animal, give them some space. There's no reason for you to get all up in their grill unless you want to get bit.
But if you're like swimming and you don't know and it comes up to you and bites you, you can't help that, I guess.
No, but in that case, bring a noodle. Maybe you'll eat the noodle instead. Did you hear about these scammers that are putting fake QR codes?
That's crazy.
Very smart.
That's very smart. So this is downtown Orlando on the parking meters.
On the parking meters.
Which I would argue, I think all parking downtown should just be free. Just make everything free.
I get.
No more parking meters, but we can.
If they really wanted to attract people downtown, yes.
Be
But
like,
they
"We're
would
done with
argue
that."
they have that park DTO program.
Whatever. That's too
where
complicated.
you
It's
can
too
park for
complicated
free.
if you don't understand it.
Yeah, you can get.
If you're not, my mom ain't gonna
a
figure that
code,
out. My mom
and
can't figure that out. If my 7-year-old mom can't figure out how to do it, it's too technical.
I guess it's just to keep people from leaving their cars there
Who
overnight.
cares? We need people downtown. If they want to leave their cars there, that's just more people that might be walking around downtown.
Like what? Yes, I agree.
Let's try it for a month. All parking free downtown.
That maybe Mo should pay for it.
No, we didn't pay for that. Anyway, so these people, they put like fake QR codes on the parking meters.
Because you have to pay with your phone. There's an app.
That's the only way you can pay most of them, right?
It's called
Park. I have Park Mobile.
Park Mobile. Yeah,
I have it on my phone.
and you can use the QR code on there to bring you directly to the screen where you can just sign up and pay.
Yes,
right? It's supposed to cut out some.
It's super easy. Don't get me wrong.
But the issue is people printed out QR code stickers, put them directly over those official QR codes, and it directs them to a fake place where they're just raking in your cash.
Yeah, because you put your credit card in.
Yeah.
So did they make it look like the Park Mobile app and everything?
I think so, because people were paying.
It probably sent you to a website. It wouldn't send you to the app.
200 fake stickers they found.
Wow. How much money do you think that?
I bet you. How much money?
Yeah. How much money do you think they pulled in?
I don't know.
I mean, as much
But then
as,
also those people who are paying the fake parking fee are going to get hit with a parking ticket.
Yeah.
Because the parking guy's going to come over and be like, "Oh, you're not on the meter.
You're not on the meter." I mean, as much as I don't want to congratulate criminals, genius. that is a lot of work.
I think it's more for first-time customers, because if you're on the app already,
You would just put
in the code for where
Yes.
you are.
Yeah.
You just punch it right into the app. So it must be just for people who are signing up. And I don't know. So I bet you that limited greatly how much cash they're raking in.
True, but there's a lot of programming that you have to put into it, because you got to make QR codes. You got to make a website that looks semi-official.
Yeah.
You got to make it so it can take credit card information. I mean, it's not a simple operation.
No, they worked hard to steal
You
people's
think
cash.
people that work that hard could find a legitimate...
Why should they have to?
But they could. I'm saying they could and not get caught.
Maybe they will after this initial investment.
Did anybody get caught?
I haven't heard
or anything?
anybody getting arrested.
I haven't either.
But they could find out. They just don't know how long the stickers were there.
That's crazy. Because one of
you
the
can't even
stickers-
look at the cameras they have downtown.
They said the stickers, the ones were black with green background, but the fake ones were white with black background or something like that. It was so minute that you wouldn't be able to tell, like the average person.
Well, because the Park Mobile one, they paid, they designed those QR codes themselves in-house, versus the ones that these guys are using. They're probably using those cheap, free QR
well, I can
generators.
make them on Bitly, so they're not hard to make.
Yeah.
QR codes are pretty easy to make, so that's crazy.
We talked about Winter Park. Regina Hill's team is trying to dismiss a key witness.
That actually might happen. Did you read that story? It's wild.
All I know is there was a 17-page motion that was filed. That's what I know.
It's too complex for me to do it off the top of my head, but it has to do with donations to this nonprofit that's a beauty center called Ebony Beauty something, and but the woman who runs it also runs a consulting firm. All these questions.
She was the one that did the sign. She was the person that allegedly witnessed the signature on the form.
I think I can't do it justice here. You really have to go either somewhere and watch the video or read the story, because it's really complex.
Throughout all of this,
but there's a lot of money.
I have not once heard former Commissioner Regina Hill say out loud to anyone, "I did not steal money from that old woman." I've never heard her say that. She just keeps saying, "I'll be innocent. Everything's going to work out." And now she's running for office again.
Which I don't know. I mean, I guess she can win and get her job back. I don't really understand how that works. But what if her case hasn't finished yet? Let's say she gets reelected. I don't even know when that election is.
I think she can be reelected, and then if she
but
inevitably loses the court battle, then she'd be lost. She'd get kicked out again.
But she hasn't even gone to court, and she got kicked out. So why couldn't the governor just say, "You won again. You haven't gone to court yet. I'm kicking you out again." I don't know why they couldn't.
I think it's a loophole that she found out she could exploit and get back in. And it looks better for her, right? To be, if she does win, then it looks better for her case.
Yeah, maybe.
Because people believe she's innocent.
Go and read about that one. I wish I could explain it all, but it has to do with like donations from EDC going to this nonprofit who is tied to like a beauty school, but also did work for Shane Rose, who's the current commissioner. So once again,
she's in my fan club too.
I know. I wish I could explain it all, but I really can't properly. So go read about it.
There's the Good Pour wine shop that donates some of their proceeds to local nonprofits. Has just signed on a cheese tenant. Our friends from Simply Cheese, who we met in Winter Park.
Nice people. Very
so
nice. Drove by there the other day, and I was like, wow, I'm so glad they're still open, because that is a very specific thing, just selling cheese in a shopping.
And now they're going to have little satellite locations
That's
in
great.
the Good Pour wine shop.
That is great. Great.
I love that too.
I haven't been to that wine shop. Yeah, I need to go
in
over
College
there.
Park?
Yeah, I haven't been there
Well, you're
yet.
such a digress
I
wines fan.
I am a digress fan.
I get it.
I'm not cheating on them if I go there, though. Am I?
SeaWorld just ripped me off.
You personally?
Allegedly. Yeah, they SeaWorld.
Oh, your penguins. I was like, did you go to SeaWorld and they stole your money? Did you park there and they stole your money?
SeaWorld paid Creative City Project to make them 3 giant inflatable emperor penguins in honor of their new emperor penguin exhibit that they have at SeaWorld. Apparently they're the only emperor penguins on the East Coast, which is a big deal.
Wow.
You can go see them there, but they were so inspired by my pigeon installations.
Yes.
They were like, we've got to do penguins, and so they made it happen. And now,
are you flattered or are you upset?
Yeah, I'm flattered. I'm sad I wasn't asked to do it myself to help them. Right?
That would have been
involved
nice.
in that.
That would have been nice.
They just use my name when they can.
Where are your penguins or your pigeons?
In storage.
I'm
They're
sorry.
owned by Creative City Project. They're in storage. They were out for Fringe.
Great.
The Fringe Festival. I got up close and personal with them there.
Saw a photo,
which was cute. Are we doing okay on
We're
time?
good, but one more thing, and then we got to go.
Let's make it good.
Better be.
And we can save that for next time. Orange County just committed $5 million to build to the Pulse Memorial construction.
There you go.
Because they were like, why not? Let's throw more money at it.
All right, we'll talk about that next week.
Let's talk about it next week. Thanks so much to Moses DeWitt, just call Mo, for supporting the show.
And other shows, too.
And Orlando Shine.
He just throws all kinds of sponsorships
He's also sponsored our friend Ross Padgett to return to Jim Colbert. One show a week. Love that. And thanks to Lorelei for letting us pop up and drink some wine here.
Yeah, beautiful spot. Come check it out.
We didn't call them ahead of time. We just showed up. And they've been very nice.
So go check out the Orlando Shine on Instagram, Facebook. Look for the website soon. And keep listening to our brand new show.
Woo-woo!
From the theme parks to downtown brick streets, from winter garden to sandy bare feet, everywhere the light touches is our kingdom. We're spilling tea